Hey guys, how are you doing today? Sorry I didn't do a video last week. I had a cold and I was just not feeling up to it, but I'm much better this week, so I thought that I would answer your next question in our list of questions. And again, I took your questions and organized them. So we're in the section on theology, the study of God. We've talked about who is God, and today we want to answer your question, who made babies, God or parents, or who makes babies, God or parents? And you actually worded it God and or parents, which means that you've already got a sense of the answer. So to some degree, the answer is both. So there is a natural process which you've learned all about in school and maybe in conversations with your parents, where there's an egg, there's a sperm, there's fertilization, and the development of an embryo into a baby, to a child, to a person. Not to say that babies and embryos aren't persons, um, but just to say yes. So, science, we know quite a bit about the making of babies, and that definitely involves the parents. Um, but then you had that and or, so we also recognize that one of the reasons why we can have a regular understanding of how children are born is because of God. One of the things that we talk about in theology, the study of God, is that because God created the world, created everything, and because God is orderly, we can know Him. His world that He created is orderly. Therefore, when parents intend to have children, um, they are able to have children. That regularity is a part of God's design. Uh, we also have in the Hebrew and Christian scriptures this sense of God has made us. So one author says, "You knit me together in my mother's womb." So that sense of that it's not just natural processes that are happening, but that the giving of life is part of God's ongoing relationship with His creation. Just like He created life in the beginning, He goes on creating life and sustaining life. And again, remember we talked about meaning, that we religion often gives us meaning, and so where science can tell us the how it all happens, um, religion tells us, or theology tells us, the why. And so what we really want you to hear when we talk about God has made each one of us is that we have immense worth. In fact, scripture says that humanity is unique in all of God's creation. Humanity is kind of the crowning of the creation process. Um, God makes humans, males and females, in His own image. So we bear the image of God, and that means that every one of us, every single person that has ever been born, that is born now, that will be born, has intense worth and dignity. And that's why Christians will talk about the sanctity of human life. That's why we talk about valuing life no matter where it is along in the developmental stages. That life is valuable and sacred because it comes from God, it is made in the image of God, and therefore we treat it carefully. So, who made babies? God and or parents? Yes. Parents certainly make babies, but that is all dependent on who God is, and God also is involved in a deep way in making children, which means that not only do we exist, but we have intense value. Again, thanks so much for your questions. We'll get to the next ones next week, and have a great weekend. Bye.